In factoring this equation, it might be a little confusing to see something on the other side of the equal sign. This 15x plus 2 is just one of the binomial factors. It's part of your answer. It might be easier to understand this if we just cover that up. Basically, they're asking you to factor this trinomial. Okay? If you're learning to factor, you probably want a bit of a roadmap. I'll just put this on the screen for a moment, and I'll refer to these 4 rules as I proceed. Okay? I'm going to take this off screen. And again, we're basically just ignoring this. Okay? You have something in front of x squared, so you can either use factor by grouping or the box method. I'm going to use the box method. I'm going to slide this up some because I will need some room. Let's see. Alright, that'll work fine. So I'll give myself a nice big box here. First term goes in the first box. Last term goes in the last box. I don't end up caring about the sign here. I'll need some more paper. Then I have to figure out what goes in these other 2 boxes. To do that, I multiply first times last. And let's get way over here. Alright, slide this over some. There we go. Alright, 75 times a negative 2, this would give us a negative 150. And we have to list all the factors. Alright, if you do this enough, you get pretty fast at it. Let's see if I can live up to that. 1 and 150, 2 and 75, 3 times 50. 4 won't work because that's odd. 5 certainly goes in there. 30 times. 6 won't work. 7 won't work. 8 won't work. 9 won't work. 10 works wonderfully, and it goes in 15 times. 11 won't. 12 won't. 13, 14, and when we get to 15, we've already listed that. So we have all the factors here. For this to be negative, that's the result of multiplication. That means we had to have positive times negative or negative times positive. It's the only way to get a negative sign multiplying. If we want to get a negative 5x and the signs are different, that means the larger term must be negative and the smaller term must be positive. Okay? So what will give me a difference of negative 5? You look down your list, this won't, this won't, this won't, this won't, this one will. So you simply put 10 in here and negative 15 in here. Now the other thing you have to keep up with is when we multiplied 75x squared times negative 2, we really got negative 150x squared. But I don't feel like writing x squared and x by each of these terms. So just remember there's an x here, there's an x here. So simply put that in the box. Okay? The next step of this is you're going to need to find the greatest common factor going straight up from these 2 boxes, straight up from these 2, straight across, and straight across. Looking here, the greatest common factor is 1. Can't get much out of there. And if there's a negative almost all the way out, I just pull it out. The GCF going up here would be 5x. The GCF going across would be 15x. And the GCF going across would be 2. I'm going to slide this over now. I think I can keep it on screen. Alright, so 5x minus 1 is one of our binomials, and 15x plus 2 is the other. And 15x plus 2 was the one that they already gave us, so 5x minus 1 would be what you use for the answer. But the factored form of this trinomial is right here. I encourage you to check that by, you might say, FOIL, or just making sure you multiply each term times each term, and you will get your original equation.